For 4 years, Lee and Cheryl have been combing Spain for a property in which to set up a snail farm.
So you can see him, he's giving it one.
After 27 unsuccessful flying visits, they left the UK and rented an apartment on the Costa del Sol, which wasn't successful either.
I really don't believe this is happening to me.
Oh, will you get him out of here?
I walk to the van and I'm off. I mean it.
Then what are you going to do?
Things hit rock bottom when they had to come back to Wales for the funeral of Lee's grandmother. And in their grief, they think they've finally come to understand why the move to Spain has been so difficult.
It's very sad, but it's because of Gran. We both were very close to her, and now she's gone, there isn't anything to hold us back. And as Lee always says now, she's up there on our side. So we got an extra helper pushing us along.
Lee and Cheryl have wisely chosen not to return to their disastrous apartment in Marbella.
You have a reservation in the name of Johnston, please?
Yes.
Gracias. Thank you.
And instead have decided to stay in hotels and bed and breakfasts while they continue to look for somewhere to buy.
I know where I'm going first. I'm going to look at the view.
The view.
Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah, wow, look at that.
Their hotel overlooks the lake at La Vinuela, only 20 kilometres inland from the Costa del Sol, but a whole world away from the noise, the crowds and the pollution of Marbella.
It's lovely to be back. It's we've had a traumatic month or so, but we realised that Marbella is
not the right
place for us.
There's no way we're going to find anywhere to live around there, is there?
No.
And there's no way you can, you know, start a snail farm or anything.
So we decided to start again and let's go from here, you know.
Go a bit more rural, which is what we really wanted in the first place.
There you are. We're here.
So, the search begins again. But now, after the death of Lee's grandmother, it does seem to proceed with a much greater sense of purpose.
Now we're back. We've got a totally different outlook on it now. We're all prepared and we're going to find something this time. We know exactly what we want.
What we really want to do, obviously, Lee wants his snail farm, and what we really want to do is find a place where we can live and do the snail farm in the same place. So we know what we're looking for. It's just a question of finding it, which has been the problem up to now, but I don't think it's going to be such a big problem now.
But Cheryl's forgetting that Lee can't resist a bargain. And he's heard that around the town of Caniles, in the wind-blasted mountains to the east of Granada, there are some caves going, very, very cheap. The local estate agent is particularly keen to close a deal on his first ever cave sale.
Everything's here. Electricity, everything's here, and then the water. So the only problem is, like I say, it's dark. So this is a cave, watch out your feet. Some of these places are really the rock and all that. Okay. And this is a cave house, you see.
This would be the kitchen and reception room. And here's the Aga.
And what they do is put the wood in there, okay? Yeah. And they will keep the oven hot. So they put the bread in there and whatever they're going to cook, and then they'll cook them. Okay? So
This is brilliant.
so this is a little chimney, you know?
Can you imagine doing this, you know, putting all this back in?
You could do a lot with this cave, you know? Because you walk in, you don't say, oh, you know, it's going to be just one room. But it just takes house and just takes, you know, to one room, to another room, and it just keeps going. Here's another one. This is a little big one here.
It's a big one.
So, like I said, it has one, probably used to have animals.
Reception room 1 would be ideal for any pet lover.
These are the stables for the horses.
Probably used to be for, you know, animals used to have a lot of keeping, yeah.
This is amazing, it really is.
The master bedroom.
See this?
Well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time. Like, see, all the wire for the electricity is here, so, you know, like I said, everything is here.
I think
electricity,
I might
you know.
do it a little different than that.
Well, definitely, yeah. So it's just another little room here.
The cave's obvious rising damp and lack of bathroom facilities are generously reflected in the price, €40,000, a little over £26,000. Lee would move in tomorrow.
There's an awful lot of work that needs doing to it.
It's cheap.
Though.
It's cheap. It's very cheap.
Yes, that's what you like about it. Very cheap.
If it had a bit more ground, it'd be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
As is everything else you see.
Right, but
Right.
I'm just my unbiased opinion.
But now
So
we can go and see
wanna
another
live
one
in-
with a little bit more land.
But we can still live in a hole in the ground.
A cave. It's not a hole in the ground. It's a hole in the side of the hill.
Well, we'll see the next one. The next one, I think, will be a good choice. It has a little more land on it, and then I think you would like that.
A short drive and a bracing hike away, they have a unique opportunity to buy into one of Bedrock's most desirable locations.
So you got this, you got the views, electricity is here,
Yeah.
so electricity here.
This cave, boasting several floors and a granny flat, is entered through a reception area of breathtaking proportions, containing many unusual features.
Why are they in a cage?
Why?
They're going to eat them.
Well, probably, I don't know. I mean, they have different ways of doing things in this country. Okay, we got some chickens and little birds and stuff like that. Like,
In the cave, there's no kitchen or bathroom, but there is virtually unlimited room for expansion.
so you can knock through here, and you can make another room, or you can make, different rooms and stuff. You can do that. So you allow yourself to, to
Expand.
That'll be Cheryl with a hammer and chisel again.
I'm sure it'd be, interesting to, do kind of work.
interesting building, yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Cheryl is struggling to summon any real enthusiasm for living in a dark, damp hole. But the prospect of being able to extend his property all the way to Madrid with just a pickaxe is proving irresistible to Lee.
I think it's brilliant, actually.
There we go again.
Cheryl?
Well, I'm being a bit negative today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because my toes are frozen or...
Or maybe it's because she just wanted to move to Spain, not back 10,000 years to the late Stone Age. But while she's operating on the principle that once you've seen one cave, you've seen them all, there's no stopping Lee.
He's just found another couple of caves, I think. He's sold on caves at the moment. It is extremely cold, and that's putting me off a little bit. And there's lots of land with this one. But
Well, there you go. You can do snails in the
you
cave.
can't do snails in
You
a
do
cave.
snails in
Oh dear God! Give
the
me
building's
strength.
actually there.
I'm not seeing anymore. Don't ask me.
Don't ask.
This time, Cheryl puts her foot down, and they get back into the van and continue driving into the province of Almeria. 50 kilometers east of cave country, they discover the Moorish town of Canteria, where the inhabitants still rely on a water lorry. And Lee and Cheryl are immediately taken with the local atmosphere. Well off the tourist maps and a world away from the pubs and chippies of the Costa del Sol, this is the real Spain. And they even managed to find a local resident who shares their particular enthusiasm for this unspoilt backwater.
And there doesn't appear to be too many Brits here either.
No, which is
Is a plus for us.
as a Welshman, I find this a great advantage.
So where are you from?
From Aberdeen.
And we're like
We're
Caerphilly,
from
15 miles away, so...
Cardiff, yeah. Good God.
So we come all this way to meet another Welshman.
He lives just down the road from me. But I decided.
So, after a little bit of Welsh bonding, Paul fills them in on the local customs and history.
Have you noticed all the buildings here are covered in burn marks?
Yeah, I can see.
What it is in January they have a firework fiesta here, which is a rather dangerous event. And basically, these fireworks, which they make themselves, mixing the gunpowder in a cement mixer,
Oh my God.
filling their own carbon tubes. They're exactly the same as a rocket without the stick. So they light these fireworks, which are nearly a foot long, and they throw them onto the street.
God, so dangerous.
But the next thing that happens is it rockets bouncing from wall to wall, and literally bouncing up to the flats, down to here, up to the church tower. And apparently it's to celebrate the Arabs leaving in 1492.
Lee's decided that this sounds like his kind of town. So they all head out to have a look at Paul's latest project. Two miles from the centre of Cantoria, he has a traditional Spanish hacienda for sale, with lovely views, a substantial garden, and some renovation required. Apparently, before he started doing it up, this was a real tip.
For example, this would be ideal for grey snails.
Yeah.
Or turning into living accommodation. It does need some work doing.
Yeah, just a bit.
It might look like a bit of a bomb site, but that's not going to deter Lee. In fact, he hasn't been this excited about a property since the last time he was in a cave.
I think this is rather attractive.
Do you want to come upstairs?
Yeah. This is terrific.
Lee's usual enthusiasm. He loves it.
This really has got a lot of potential, you're right.
You can see how much ground.
A lot of
It's got
work.
usable ground.
This is what we'd want to put polytunnels up, you see, for,
Yeah,
for the
it's
snails.
perfect.
Yeah.
And also the for farm and industrial grants, the office is here in Cantoria.
Is it? To get the grants?
Yeah, and they will actually give you a grant to do this up as well.
You listen to that? Oh, you get a grant for employing you?
Yeah.
Do you have any building skills?
Yeah.
He's mentioning
To
money,
bring
grants.
work in.
So Lee's
There's
is a
huge
prick.
government grants.
Yeah, I'm very taken with this. Next question. How much?
Well, it depends on what stage you would like me to stop. So new windows and doors, it'd be around £70,000. Places like this, once you finished it, will be worth an awful lot of money.
It's not that bad. It's not that. It's just such a lot of work to do. And I thought we'd gone past that stage. I don't think he wants a lot of work to do. I don't need a lot of work to do. I'm too old.
So, that's 2 caves, a ruin, and 3 fundamental disagreements. How long will Lee and Cheryl's newfound commitment to the search last? And will they ever agree on what they're looking for? 20 kilometres inland from the Costa del Sol, the area around the lake at La Vinuela is the one place that Lee and Cheryl have always been able to agree on. They both love it, but it's slightly out of their price range. This time they've come back after a call from the British estate agent Tim. He's continued to look around on their behalf, and now he's found a couple with a plot for sale, which could be suitable for a log cabin and a snail farm.
Alan and Lynn, a very nice couple. Zafariah is a lot cheaper than sort of round the lake in this sort of valley.
Yeah.
But it's nice plots of land, excellent views, very nice and rural.
It might be what we're looking for.
Right, come on then, let's go
Let's
and
go
have a
and
look.
So it's into Tim's car and another 15-kilometre drive to the mountains of Zafariah. This region is one of Spain's best-kept secrets. An area of spectacular natural beauty, sparsely populated and largely ignored by the tourist industry. In fact, the only people who appear to have discovered it at all are a few intrepid New Age types.
Hobo, isn't it?
Nice to meet you.
And Lynn.
How are you,
How
Alan?
do you do?
Lee,
How
Cheryl.
do you do? Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello, Lynn. Lots of this kissing in Spain, isn't there?
Loads of
How
it.
do you do? Lovely to meet you. It's lovely, isn't
It's
it?
fabulous, yeah.
Alan and Lynn arrived in Zafariah in their caravan around 2 years ago. They bought 30,000 square metres of this hillside and moved into the small house already on it. But their land is split in two by a road, and they've recently decided to sell the land that the road has separated from their house. The Zafaria Valley is one of Spain's more successful agricultural areas, though the hillsides tend to be too steep and rocky for farming. But that doesn't necessarily mean they wouldn't be suitable for raising snails.
Our land goes virtually to the top of the hill.
Right.
So there's plenty of space up here.
So square meters wise, was it 15,000?
The upper plot is 15,000.
Yeah.
15,000.
For your snails.
And when would it be sort of available from? Because obviously there's a lot of work to be done.
The crack is that we're in the early stages of this.
Yeah.
You know, you're a little ahead of the game for us. So, I mean, the variable factor is just basically getting the permission to do it.
Yeah.
And we're talking Spanish time here.
Yeah, we
But
know.
that- you see, for us-
we know.
For us, that doesn't matter because we haven't got a time. We're quite happy to doss about for 6 months or 9 months or something like that.
Well, in that time frame, no problem.
Oh well, that's right. And this looks, you know.
Oh, it's
to me-
beautiful.
Well, I think it's fantastic.
I think it's
Look,
superb.
The area's fantastic. The view is fantastic. The people are fantastic.
The dog is wonderful.
It's a real buzz down here as well. In the
Obviously, it's not a cave, and neither is it a ruin. But once again, Lee is convinced he's found just what they're looking for. And the big difference this time is that Cheryl is even more enthusiastic than he is. So she's quite happy to let Lee start negotiating a deal with Alan.
Alan's going to New Zealand in 2 years.
Oh, right.
So what he's thinking is if we did it on a leasehold, he gets an income
The
from
ground
this.
rent, yeah.
And when he goes, we can buy the lot.
Ah, you've been busy talking deals again. God, don't take him long, does it?
It's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it keeps away from the intricacies of Spanish law.
That's right, yeah.
And it's bingo. He's finally found a seller who's happy to do things without getting too bogged down in legal niceties.
Does it feel right, Lee?
Yeah, it does. It really does. This is. I like Alan. I think we get on. They're far enough away so that we're not in each other's pockets. And the land is, I mean, it's perfect. I know it doesn't look perfect, but it is. I can see it. Just a machine and level it off. That's easy peasy. But it's right. Can you imagine this with a log cabin in there and looking down the valley there? I do. I really think this could be it. Yeah. I told you Gran's up there looking after us.
So now it's time to meet the family. Alan and Lynn have 2 daughters, Rowan and Coral. Cheryl, having left behind 2 grown-up daughters in Wales, takes to them immediately. Lee, meanwhile, bonds with Alan. He thinks he recognises him as a fellow outlaw and starts pumping him for loopholes in a Spanish law which obliges all residents to have Spanish registration documents for their car.
Let's put it like this. There's a lot of people push it to the limit.
Right.
Like we're going to Andorra skiing at Christmas, so I'll go across the French border, get them to stamp my registration document, come back in. Then we're going to Morocco at Easter. Same
So
thing.
that's all you do, stamp your registration document,
Yeah, you're out of the country for every 6 months.
and you can bring it back.
That's right.
And did you know that the snail business is the black economy? Because there's no way they can check how many snails you got. There's no way on this earth how they can check. Because there's a guy, they reckon he's the richest snail farmer, and he lives in Zaragoza, and he's got a fantastic villa, etc. But he won't say how much money he makes.
A lot of very thick bed mattresses around here.
Yeah.
So, having established that they're all kindred spirits, it's just a matter of deciding where and when Lee and Cheryl are going to move in.
We're hoping that we can come over here in January. We can level this site here, put the van here for temporary until we put the road up the hill there, and then we move the van up there or put a log cabin. Then that's it really. We're here. That's us.
That's if you do the deal.
Well, we've done it
how
as
much
far.
it is yet?
Well, no, but we'll come over in. Let's get Spanish. Should we get Spanish? That's the thing, isn't it? Let's get Spanish. We start here. We'll have a couple of bottles of wine, and we'll have a barbecue or something, and we'll talk.
We'll talk about it then.
What, you'll do the dill that way?
Yeah, definitely.
So you'll come all this way and you'll put your caravan down here and
Right.
do everything before you've actually done the deal.
Yes, because I think we talk the same language, don't we?
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Do you know where else?
There you go.
No worries.
Boys.
You got bigger hand than me. And that's unusual, I'll tell you, know.
And no doubt he's going to need those big hands for shifting some of the big rocks he seems to have just bought. But it's apparently been a good day's business for Tim.
I'll be in touch. All right. You are happy with this? Just tell me if you're not.
Yeah, it's fine, Tim.
So, what does this unsuspecting family think of the strange couple they've just turned into their closest neighbours?
Lee, he's a character. I would reckon there's going to be quite a few moments with him. Cheryl, she's just a nice lady. I like him, though. It seems so genuine to me.
And what do you think, Coral? Do you like them?
That's pretty good for Coral.
Yes, that's a definite yes there.
Is it? Would you be happy to have them as neighbours?
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, I do.
As long as the
Miss
snails
her.
don't get across the road.
Miss family in England, so it's nice to have, like, second grandparents type thing.
Well, they seem very open and sort of outgoing, so I think they, they'll fit into the environment of Zafaria quite well, really.
This is not the first property in Spain that Lee and Cheryl have set their hearts on, so it wouldn't be an enormous surprise if they decide when they get back to their hotel that they've made a terrible mistake.
There you are, my darling. To Zafaria.
Salut.
Salut.
Cheers.
To us.
Zafaria.
And us.
And us.
So have you cracked it?
We think so.
Definitely. We've found a place in Zafaria.
Zafaria.
It's everything we've looked for. It's away from everything. It's
Quiet, peaceful, beautiful
Yeah.
views, etc. Lovely.
we couldn't do it. We couldn't ask for anything
So it's
better.
sorted,
Sorted.
basically.
So now we've.
I can't believe that. Really sorted.
We after
To
all
be
this
honest,
time.
neither can I, but there you go. Yeah, looks like this is it.
Now all we've got to do is go home, collect the caravan and bits and pieces and things that we need.
I won't be home then.
Well, no, all right. The place that we used to live in.
Yeah. Pick up the
collect-
caravan,
and
drive
come
back
back.
over. The quicker we go, the quicker we can come back.
Yeah, my darling.
Salut
To Zafaria.
Zafaria.
In the next programme, while Lee is packing for the move to Spain, his back starts playing him up.
How doing this way?
Oh no.
No. How about right here?
Oh, yeah.
A doctor tells him he urgently needs an operation and must rest.
All I want to do is get away from here, but obviously I understand that, if he can't go, he can't go.
But Lee decides to drive to Spain anyway, with a suspected slip disc in his neck.
But he could pop out and go through my spinal cord, and then I'm paralysed, of course.
They find a new place to stay, a lovely cottage in a beautiful, quiet location.
I'm Cheryl.
And everything is perfect until Tilly the dog gets a sniff of her new neighbour.
Oh.
Oh, quick.
Tilly! 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 Oh.